I wanna see the light.
Things are about to get pretty crazy. We got game 2 coming up.
And that's a great point. I'm glad you bring up some of these new players, new stories, because I was actually chatting, I know you were chatting with a lot of the fans out here in the crowd. You ask them who their favorite players are. They say the players, the ones we know, we love, Dr. Lupo, Tfue, a lot of the streamers back home. But we're making some fans of Australia here today. Support the local heroes, because there's quite a few of them that have been performing so far. We got Jalen, who played huge, the X2 twin, Jesse, who had a great first game as well. I'm excited to see what these guys can do, of course. We haven't seen any Tilted Towers action, speaking of Aiden and Nick Merckx yet. I'm excited to see what's going on at Tilted. I know Jordy likes to drop there often.
Now we've got, as you referenced just moments ago, Dusty Divot. We're on board Jesse here, just farming up a little bit, try and grab as many of the. There's a lot of chests that are sneaking, kind of hitting the top side of these buildings. You've got decent locations for material farm. Great. Sitting on a chug jug already, but only 5 builds, just running between, grabbing as much of the loot as he possibly can. Yep. You want to try and get this gear as fast as possible. You don't know who's going to, randomly show up. Just ripping out every piece of furniture that he can, get as many materials as possible. Back over here, this, we refer to these yonder yards, Herschel's going down.
That's a big drop there. Renegades, Herschel's. Renegades, one of the top teams in competitive Fortnite here in AU. Hersch goes down early. He loves to drop over here towards yonder, but it's going to be Fweshus who picks up the elimination on Hersch. Well played from him.
Experienced a couple little issues there. Apologies for that. We're working through those. We have this fight back. Jason, Jordy, little 1v1 action and L's. They're going to go these little, in and out of the doors, try and pop up walls and go for an edit. He's trying to get the replace there, and just can't quite land it. Jordy holding down left click there. The edit, the corner edit out there. A couple shots, a lot of shield damage dealt. They're going to disengage. Like I mentioned earlier, Jordy, you saw there popping a mini. Every chance they have to heal, they will take it.
Ooh, Jordy's been doing a good job placing cover. He has edit rights too. Meanwhile, Mr. Fresh Asian picking up an limb, but Jax goes down as well. That's a key one to keep an eye on. But this fight here, Jordy getting tagged up significantly by Jason. A crucial one-on-one. The winner gets all of the loot from Tilted, and it is going to be Jason in the Battle of Tilted Towers. Steve Flight's fight is heating up.
Booze doesn't pick up an elim there. Going for the second one on Urban Visual. We get it. The shotgun just barely misses the wall, blocking a second shot, and he took a little bit of shield damage from Urban there. He's trying to just catch one shot. It may be a pellet or two from the shotgun that could mean another elim for him. He's going to sneak underneath, pop one of those med kits, sitting on a decent amount of materials, assuming that is accurate.
And that's the difference between some of these top players and maybe mid-level players. As finally, Urban Visual does get the elim, but you got to take advantage of that fight early, especially when you're in Storm. You got to play aggressive. Urban Visual is going to do exactly that. He picks up the elim, and now he's going to rotate over. Not sure if he has a glider redeploy, but the Storm's pretty close. Should be in a pretty good spot. You can finish, though. It's not about how you start. Of course, Fortnite's about how you finish. As Mr. Fresh Asian is going to get taken out there, it's going to be by none other than Jalen himself. Well played, well shot from Jalen as he continues to roll.
Just excuse me if you could, please. Don't push me just yet. I need to pick up some more hit points. Yep.
And again, back to the point I made earlier, the best players know when to play with aggression. Oh, and that's going to actually cost Synergy. I believe he had the upper hand in the fight as Rubsy is down to 5 or 10 HP, but because he did not play with confidence or aggression, Rubsy pops the med kit, drops low ground, and picks up the elimination. Huge play from Rubs instead of an easy elimination that could have been picked up. I think he will do. It looks like over here, a fight going down towards factories of Loot Lake. Former, rest in peace. Now spoiling. The player, again, I labeled as a dark horse personally. He did win one of the heats yesterday. Let's see what order spoiling can do in this one. Some good shots in, keeping some pressure on Kieran. Kieran is under the world of hurt. This is the situation we talked about yesterday, or last game, Lupo, where when you get starting to get focused, everyone just turns their attention towards you. It's a tough situation to be in, but it is going to be spoiling that picks up the elim on Kieran and is able to capitalize on that misfortune from Kieran.
30 seconds until this circle finishes. Ziada's just trying to get some third-party cap fire there on Sync. Chiefs rotating in. Parpy very close to the edge of the circle. Gets a couple taps there and gets eliminated. Ziada's picking one up there. That's 3 eliminations. That is a point. 37 players left. 10 seconds till the next circle. If this stays in Tilted,
huge rotation they don't have to traverse, but
here's the problem, something to keep in mind. Because this rotation is going to push a lot of players up a hill, you're going to have people that are on the lower layers of Tilted right now. They've got to move early or risk just getting popped on the move because they have to push up the side of a mountain.
That's a great point. And these players with high ground are going to just absolutely be able to beam them as they're rotating. So again, high ground prevails. That style of play, Chief Sync likes to do it. You see him there. A couple people in Stormwings as well.
You've got 4 people too. Looks like they all took the same rift to go as soon as it was popped. but just kind of spiraling in above. You don't want to drop too early, because if you do, we're going to land on somebody like Jesse's branch. These building there you see on the left side of your screen. He's going to try and sneak his way in ahead of the move. Ziadis gets tapped a little bit there. Rubsy, one of our elim leads earlier, actually the only one with 4 eliminations, goes down to the Storm, claims another life there. Ziadis gets an excellent shotgun shot off there.
Here comes the madness on the rotations. You see these players just tunneling their way alive. Phil's gonna get taken out by the Storm here. Ziadis in a bad spot. He's gonna get shut down by Dolph. And it looks like during the rotation is where you see a lot of these eliminations picked up. Look at these tunnels and this pure building right now from the Australian region.
Absolute madness.
Insanity. This is what you expect from a tilted finish.
Like I said, you see a number of players, Hype and Cole, both kind of stuck down towards the bottom. Adams getting caught by the Storm, rotated on the outside. Player number 71 gets eliminated. Surprisingly, Barn still alive down at the bottom. Spoiler, I say K picks up an Elim. Cole down to the Storm there. You see the feed is going to be the place to watch people on rotations like this, because things get so crazy. So many players moving in the same area. Quick shotgun shot. Spoiling trying to pick up an Elim, but the wall stopped it. Jesse way ahead of the game down there, trying to stay up on his opponents. That branch is pretty weak, not a whole lot behind it, but he's way ahead of the game.
So smart. The fastest to rotate. Both times we saw the rotation over to Big Red and back over to his original 1x1. He's the first to rotate. So smart, so methodical is Jesse, and he has full health, full 8, and full shield right now as well. And look how many mats he still has, 700.
You have to remember though, he was sitting on 2,500 roughly before this rotation. When he moved out of that little building he had on the north side of Tilted, he was sitting pretty. He's already burned through all of the wood and all the brick. That's how much building goes into rotations in competitive Fortnite. People are trying to layer themselves off defensively as fast as possible.
Down to our final 10 players here in game number 2. You see Jesse, you gotta say he's a favorite with the most HP total. Big Hark is gonna get shut down here, and he's gonna get taken out, down to 9. The rotation's coming through. Keith gonna pick up 1 as well. Jesse, again, the first player to rotate, so smart, and it continues. He's gonna take the 10 HP tick in the Storm here. That means Jesse wants to play for the heal off. Expect him to go for late game heal off with that med kit. He loves it, and he does it so consistently.
320 materials left. He's starting to run out of mats here, and this branch, if somebody shoots down the structure behind him, granted, he has multiple layers of metal to keep him alive. That's why he's going to rotate back. That thing's already set up. He can move to the next circle, and this is the final one. The circle's going to close as soon as it gets down to a pinpoint there. It's going to turn into a heal off. 7 players left, or somebody up above. Keith may be the one to go for a big push. He does not have the ability to heal any HP at this point, unless he's got a campfire hidden away somewhere that I can't see. Dole's going down to Taylor in the feed. 6 players left, 15 seconds left until this circle closes, and it's time to make some choices here. Keith going to look up above, no builds left. He's got to start shooting stuff down. Try and get every elimination that he can. We'll see if he can do it. He's got 3 left. He's got to pick up 2 elims before his HP ticks out. If he wants another point, gets one down to the bottom. Taylor falls, eliminated by storm damage, and Jesse picking up a back-to-back.
Can you believe it? X2 twin Jesse does it again. That's 2 in a row for the hero.
In the final storm, he's just sitting there bandaging himself up.
That's exactly right. That's something that I did want to bring attention to. The mids.
Points maybe now you have to start pushing towards those eliminations as well. As we take a look at our results from our second match of the day, as you can see, Jesse once again coming out in first place. No elimination, 3 points though, getting that victory royale. A couple of other players coming through, Keith and Taylor is me, both with 3 points on the board. Some of that might be from a limb, some of that might be from placing.
That's exactly right. And you see as we go further and further down the list, the elims, it kind of starts to change a little bit. Some of them do have those eliminations, but others were just placing. So it's really interesting to see the strategy. Maybe some of these players are making sure that they're in the middle of the leaderboard and then start to focus for eliminations, or vice versa. So it just opens up. I guess, are they going to start to change their focus? Do we want to see them going for elims?
I suspect as a young person here in Australia, Bandy, 50K is going a little bit better perhaps than your casual job on the weekend working retail.
It would, and now we do have the updated standings, Ben. So, as we do know, Jesse taking that first position. Now, Keith is someone that we haven't really touched on a lot, but he's been consistent, and this is what we will start to see. These are the players where they may not have the flashiest plays, but they're keeping themselves close to that top position in standings. So at any time, he could swing. It just takes that one game. We saw from Geordie, he was in that second position. He had a massive upset at Tilted, and it's put him back down.
Yeah, I guess the other thing to talk about as well is you don't have any control over where the storm ends. Last game, it almost ended up right smack dab on top of Tilted Towers, and in that sort of situation, your strat can really sort of go out the window as well. The other thing to point out as we start moving through, we were talking about at least making top 20 to double your money, make yourself a little bit richer there by moving up to 2K. Look, at the moment, 20th through to 30th, that's 1.0 points. There's still plenty of time to make your way back. We're only 1/3 of the way through today. And I've seen time and time and time again.
I wanna see the light.